Been out and about all over South Florida. I spent the morning in Broward, and I saw this myself. People out getting supplies, getting themselves ready.
A lot of important information to get to for Miami-Dade, Broward, and the Keys. You'll want to sit back and take in the advice of local leaders. We have CBS 4 News live team coverage, beginning with David Sutta live in Marathon. And David, officials there just wrapped up a news conference. What'd they say?
They did just about 10 minutes ago. Here in the Florida Keys, they've already started the evacuation of visitors out of the area. They want residents to start their evacuation tonight into the next couple of days. Everyone is supposed to be headed to wherever they can on the mainland. They do have shelters expected to open at FIU and the South Florida Fairgrounds in Miami-Dade tomorrow morning and then into the afternoon. I want to go ahead and talk to somebody who knows Monroe County, who knows the Florida Keys very well, and that's George Neugent, the mayor here in Monroe County. Sir, if you could come on over here and let's chat about this. You've been here for 33 years.
33 wonderful years, fabulous Florida Keys.
What are your concerns at this point? We've been watching this storm. I think a lot of people, especially the locals who've been through this before, are looking at those tracks and saying, well, maybe I shouldn't leave, and they're sort of on the fence. What are you saying here?
Those would be very irresponsible decisions, because if a rescue is needed for those people who are only interested in their own situation, we would have to call out first responders to rescue them, and that's not going to happen. Once the storm is hitting, our first responders, the hospitals are closed, so we're not going to put anybody at risk. So I think that would be a bad decision for people not to continue to observe the mandatory evacuation.
And that's one of the things I noticed, that hospitals are going to be closing here, which is sort of unprecedented. You don't see all your hospitals close here in the Florida Keys. One of the things I wanted to talk about was fuel. In Dade and Broward, it's been a really bad situation. As I was coming down here, I did see some issues with fuel. Can you tell me what the status is of that?
Well, as you know, David, the governor was here today, and that was one of the issues that we were talking about, is the shortage of fuels and stations that are out of fuel. And he said that he was going to be working on that and trying to get fuel down here, because a lot of our stations are out of fuel, and we've just got to get some more down here to continue with this evacuation that's in process right now.
Hopefully that'll happen overnight. I know you guys are making efforts to that. My last question to you, sir, is just put this in perspective for us. You've been through many of these storms. We've had Wilma, we've had George. Tell me what the impact of those storms were compared to this.
Those storms compared to this storm, there is no comparison. Hyperboles do not describe this storm, because it is such a large and intense storm, and it's coming our way, and the whole state of Florida is watching this. We need to get people out of here. That's my message, is you need to evacuate and get out of the path of the storm.
You had told me right before we went on about Wilma, you had a tropical storm status coming through here, and it was
8 feet of water. Wilma was a tropical storm that intensified quickly as it left the Keys, but we had 8 feet of water here. So a storm surge of 8 to 12 feet would really be devastating to Monroe County.
Thank you, Mayor. I really appreciate you spending a couple minutes with us today. I know you got a busy day. All right. One thing I want to mention is one of the things they were saying at this press conference just a short time ago is that you can hide from the wind, but you can't run from the water. And that's really what they are repeating over and over again down here in the Keys. They want people to take this seriously and make their moves. There might be some changes in things. Airports are staying open longer than they were supposed to because the storm appears to be slowing down. So the time scale for things is sort of changing. Best thing to do is just keep in tune with the media, Twitter, Facebook. You'll find all those updates as we get them. That's the very latest, though, here in Marathon. I'm David Sutta, CBS 4 News.